Skills like these are pretty cool. And in today's video, we're gonna teach you 5 rainbow or overhead skills that not only look extremely cool, but can also, in some situations, get you out of a little bit of a sticky situation with a lot of defenders around you. But because some of these rainbow skills are pretty difficult and I can't do all of them, PWG is also going to join in at the end when it gets tricky. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and let's do this. First up is the Neymar rocket, which I think you might have seen before. It's essentially a variation of the classic rainbow, but here instead you use both feet to kind of throw the ball over your head in a rainbow-like motion. Before we started shooting, PWG said that it was like watching girls jumping on the beach like that, and he's kind of right. Now the thing is that it might be a little bit difficult to land when you start doing it, but once you understand the right motion you have to do with your feet and your body, it can be pretty useful if you're stuck in a corner with some defenders around you, and the only way to get out is to go over them. Now, the thing that helped me in landing this trick was to use my right foot to kind of guide the ball, get it over my head, and then to lock the ball against my right foot by pressing my left foot in against the ball, locking it in place. Then you basically just have to do the jump and remember to lean forward to make sure that the ball goes up and over you instead of just straight up into the air. Because if it does, it's basically just a flick up. Next up, I have a trick that we can call the scoop rainbow. And yeah, it's a pretty risky move, but again, if you're stuck in a corner, defenders behind you, and the only way out is to pull a Hail Mary, you can do the scoop rainbow, take it over your own and their heads, and get out that way. Now, it's basically a very easy scoop motion over your head. So you have to take your scooping foot, put your toes very far underneath the ball. You have to touch the ball as far in as you can basically go without pushing it. Then you initiate the scoop by stepping forward with your weak foot, and you just lift the ball up with that one smooth, fluid, scooping rainbow motion. All you have to do then is to lean a little bit back with your upper body to help the ball go in that direction. Think of it as if you have a shovel, you want to shovel some dirt, because I guess everyone can relate to that, right? Anyways, have a shovel, throw some dirt. It's that motion right there that you want to do. Now, I mentioned how the Neymar rocket is essentially a variation of the classic rainbow flick. So of course, we're also going to take a look at the standard rainbow flick, or the chapéu, as it's called if you're in Brazil. Now, it can be done in a lot of different ways, but the way I do it, when I do it, because I totally do it all the time, but the way I would do it is I would take my weak foot, step in front of the ball with my heel pointing towards the ball. Then I would use the instep of my strong foot to lock the ball against my weak foot. I would roll the ball a little bit up my weak foot with the strong foot, do a jump, and push the heel of my weak foot into the air. Of course, I also have to remember to lean to make sure that the ball, as you saw, just goes right up into the air, but actually goes over me. So if you get the right combination of locking, lifting, and leaning, combined with a little bit of speed, there's a very good chance you'll now have landed the rainbow flick or the chapéu, depending on where you're watching.
And to celebrate that success, let's reward ourselves with a few slightly more difficult moves. In fact, they're so difficult that I can't do them yet. So I called on one of the best freestylers in the world, who also happens to be close by, to show me. Take it away, Phil.
Boy, oh boy, this trick really hits different when done right, but that is actually the difficult part about this trick, doing it right. So start by doing a Ronaldinho flick with your side facing your opponent. So start by rolling the ball with your sole towards your other foot. Then put your foot down behind your foot with crossed legs, and now you want to do a little step and heel the ball with the foot that you just put down. So, like so. And then you want to get the ball over your head and your opponent's head. But the difficult part here is to get it while running. So you should practice this.
Wait. Running, moving, as in running, doing it?
Yep.
What? You serious?
So you should start practicing it standing still. Now finally leaving the match-friendly skills behind and moving on to a skill that probably won't be done in a real 11-a-side game, but will definitely rack up some views when playing 5-a-side with your friends. This is the Götzebrero flick, which is basically a mix between the Götze flick and the sombrero flick. So start with your foot on the ball and roll the ball with your sole towards the same foot, and then put your foot down and let the ball bounce up. As you do that, just add a little bit of a tap with your toe to get the ball a little bit higher, and then when it's in the air, tap the ball with your toes and move it to the side, and then move your body away from the ball and get the ball over your opponent's head, but not your own.
So there you have it, my friends, 5 rainbow or overhead skills, if you will, that not only look extremely cool, but can get you out of a sticky situation, at least on a few occasions. But yes, you're right, these are mostly very flashy show-off skills that you can use when you really want to humiliate the opponent, mostly at least. But with that said, if you're having one of those games, everything is working, you're on a roll, you're up by a couple of goals, why not put the cherry on top and just have a little bit of fun? But with those words, guys, what do you want to see next? For instance, that move, that could work. Let us know in the comment section right down below. Then also don't forget to go subscribe to the channel with the notifications on. If you want to cop these lovely Mizuno boots, you need to hit the link to unisport.com right over there. And with those words, go check out the playlist to learn how to improve as a footballer. And I'll be signing off. Cheerio.